In my line of work, I experience a lot of things. I have for a very, very long time. I've been at this for the last 23 years, and there's a pattern I've seen. So whenever people ask me, are we all uniquely different? And the answer is no. We have unique issues that are experienced by millions of other people that we would call our tribe. Like, for example, I would experience something that if somebody here was sat here, they've never experienced that. But they have their own tribe of things they've experienced that I've never experienced. But you'll find the one thing that I think I'm struggling with, there are people out of my sphere that are struggling with the same thing. One is I have a client who found out that her husband has been seeing somebody. And you may be thinking, isn't that normal? Well, in my world, it's normal. But the reason why I would call it not normal for a lot of other people is she found him basically. So the story is she was supposed to travel out of town, I think to see family. And she was at the office and she realized, oh my God, I forgot something. So I need to go back home. And her husband thought, well, from work, you said you're going to go out of town and then I'll see you after a day or two, whatever it is. So she went home, got into the house, went upstairs, opened their bedroom, and voila, shockingly, she found the husband who is a bottom receiving from a man. And from what she narrated, he was receiving it very good. So try and visualize what she saw. She was mortified. She was shocked. She was like, what is going on? And the thing is, the minute she opened the door and they realized that she's actually seeing this, they didn't stop. They didn't even flinch. So she went downstairs, totally in shock, wondering, what did I just see? Can I unsee that? Am I dreaming? Am I still in the office? What is going on? She had just found a man she has lived with for a very long time. And funny thing is, she's never had issues with him and women. Now you wonder why. So when they eventually came downstairs, she was like, have you got nothing to say? And this is what the husband told her. He basically told her, are you staying? Because he's not leaving. Now that you know, this has been a thing. This thing has been going on longer than I've known you. And for my recollection, they've been together for almost 9 years? And she was totally shocked. She was like, what? Yeah, he's been with this guy for 15 years. They've known each other for a very, very long time, probably longer than that. But he just said, look, I live in a world where I can't be myself. You're not option B or C. It's just as expected by society. I needed to have a wife. I met you. I have had a real relationship with you, but I've never been able to close off the fact that I am far more attractive to my own sex than I am to the opposite sex. And that's just that. That's something I've dealt with for a very long time. And I studied it when I was in the UK. So it was nothing, unnatural or strange to me. It's only strange for those who have subscribed, hoping that their partner will not one day present this bombshell of a surprise. And, when I met her, she told me, look, like many women have told me before, I could have stayed if it was a woman. I can handle it being a woman. I can handle the competition of a woman. If anything, I've been ready for competition of a woman. I can deal with that. But I can't compete with something I do not know how to compete with. And the truth is, without getting into the science of it, for those who would like the science, you can always reach out and I can explain to you. There is no competition. Like, if you're to compare her secret garden with his girthy shaft, the stimulus you receive from him versus secret garden, thousands of miles apart. And that's why you find sometimes, especially when I was in Manchester, it would be explained so well. Like, guys would look at me and say, like, you know what, you're not one of us, but if you ever were, you'd understand that what you desire versus our experience, it's totally different. And guess what? That's them. They know what their sexual orientation gives them, and good for them. The same way I know that I love secret gardens, and I'll always love secret gardens. So yeah, she's preparing to leave. There was no way I was going to intervene. There's no way I was going to convince, because therapy is not super glue. I can't change one's desires. I can't change one's sexual orientation. And it's also not my right to do that. I think everybody's entitled to what they like. It's just unfortunate we just live in a world where people can't really indulge in what they would really initially wanted to do in the first place. They have to align to this conveyor belt system that we all have to adhere to. Well, we adhere to it to some extent. I still don't believe in monogamy, and that's never going to work out. But that's a different topic. So yeah, she's going to bail, and that's that. But funny enough, she's not pissed at the husband. She's just pissed that we live in a world where if he had said what he was about in the beginning, she would have been in a place to say, I'm signing in the dotted line knowing what I'm getting into. But because he's not even in the place where courtship has a flavor of, I like this, but I also like this better, it's never going to work. And the funny thing is, he's not alone. There's quite a number of both men and women who are living in relationships that they should not really be in, or in relationships that don't fit their ideal tastes. That's just the way it is. So guys, there you have it. Let me enjoy my drink. Take care.